What if we built something that actually mattered? Here's the deal. No big investors, no backup plan, just a dream of making a living more sustainable.
Hello friends and hello family, welcome to Portugal. It's me, Alessandra, and I'm so excited to share with you today the beginnings of the Happy Happy project right here. As you know, it's been a long journey. We've been looking back and forth all over the place, and really all over the place. There's no website that we've not been searching through this past year in hopes of finding something that just feels a little bit like this place does. And in the end, we've looked back and forth, we searched for so long, and just by chance, we ended up seeing this place at the very first time. As you can imagine, the sane part of us kept telling us you can't just buy the first property you see, and you cannot just fall in love with the place before you even saw the land. Because that's what happened to us. We set out with our van. We ended up in an overlook of the valley, and right then and there we looked at each other and it was clear. We had no chance of ever turning back. Somehow I knew I was deep into it right then and there. So by chance we fell in love with this place before we even saw the land. And we saw the land and were undeniably at the right place at the right time. Still, we kept on looking. We went through a lot of different properties afterwards where it just felt like an experience.
This is what we originally planned for, and we prepared. We knew the market was messy. We knew buying cheap property wasn't easy, and it came with variables that you couldn't predict. But knowing in the back of our mind we already had the perfect property, let us live this experience as a small adventure.
In the end, everything kept pointing back to this place, and we couldn't deny it anymore. There was something in this soil and something here rooted in this place that just drew us in and made us stop and look at it once again, stay a while, and we fell in love right then and there. And it's a perfect place for the happy happy. It really is. So what is the happy happy? The Happy Happy is a place where we want to bring people together, inspire them to collaborate, to exchange ideas, to be inspired by each other, to find creative and innovative solutions that work with the land we have here, work with the everyday problems all of us are facing, and do it with a pinch of design and do it with a pinch of creativity, in a sense of celebrating the small things. It's first and foremost a homestead that hosts community and that brings together people. It's our home that we want to share with you all. We want to share it with friends and family and people who are passionate about the same things as we are. It's a combination of the slow living style, working together, working with nature, finding solutions and finding ways to go about them that work with the soil, work with the place we have here and is inspired by it. And with each day we want to grow a little bit more. So with that we have 4 main projects that we will be working on in the beginning. One of the big projects is the main hub. As of now we have a small granite ruin right here next to me, and we're building an open kitchen and living space where people can come together by the end of the day working on everything, share a meal home cooked from hopefully our gardens someday, and just enjoy each other's company, enjoy the moment and the evening. In my experience, in every good party or every good gathering, in the end of the day, you're all hurled up into the kitchen and everybody's sitting around the table. Some people are cooking, some people are talking. So this is the kind of feeling we want to have. And I grew up in a Latin American family where the kitchen, the food was always the center. And right here in Portugal, they celebrate this as well. So this is something where we want to really keep true to this tradition and true to this value we have here and make it the center point of our homestay. Some other projects that we are working on, or where we want to begin, and one of the first ones is going to be our kitchen garden, where we want to dabble into permaculture as well with a food forest, get this set up, really creating an ecosystem that is edible as well, where we're learning by doing and exchanging. Another big thing is going to be parking spaces for vans for people coming in their small vans or buses, where we can host people that are coming here, where they have their space they can pull back into and come together in the kitchen or in the main house. One of the things that's really important to us here and something that drew us to this property as well is the nature and the layout we already have here. This land used to be an olive grove, and after the last fires, a lot of the olives are really damaged and really badly pruned, to be honest. So we're trying to retrieve them and rejuvenate them in a sense where maybe we can still have some olives here. Then before that, and a really nice thing was when we dug into the soil, you could see the layers, and you could see somewhat the years of cultivating that has been done here. All of the land is terraced, so there's a lot of different spaces and a nice topography that we've got going. So this is something we want to play with small niches and spaces that have small micro ecosystems, and we want to create different themed gardens or different themed environments. We're right here between those huge granite stones. I would love to have a waterfall coming down right here. Can you hear it? Right now it's 20 meters on this side. This is gonna make for a beautiful nature pool with a bit of care and love. We can transform this space, not just for us, but for the animals as well. And who knows, for the early morning dip, waking up right before we start work on the land. So we want to integrate the wildlife and the already established nature that we have here in the layout and in the inspiration that we're having. And a big part of it is Mauro, who's an environmental engineer specialized in naturalizing habitats and stuff. But back in Switzerland, to be honest, it's a kind of different ecosystem here. There's a lot of smaller projects already that piqued our interest that we're still waiting on expertise on, and waiting for the inspiration and the right people to join in to pick up a project and make it their own. The idea really is to create a playground, maybe even a playground with those values of sustainability and creativity and collaboration, where people can find smaller projects or things where they want to work on, all in hopes of really bringing up life in this paradise that is already established, but really helping it develop and having more diversity as well.
As you can hear, there's a great diversity here already. And it's not just the morning birds. It's the calls of the little owl before you go to sleep, and the butterflies that settle in. There's a lot of young oak trees on our land, and there's mimosas, and we need to find a creative balance of figuring out what each component's role is in this ecosystem, how to enhance the species that are native, and how to work with those that aren't. It's a creative way of living.
So we spent a few days here on the lands. There's quite a few things that we've done, and still somehow seems like there will never be an end to it. There's heaps of fresh wood laying around that we're not yet sure what we're gonna do with it. Mauro is right now at the moment cleared some more trees. That's what you're hearing in the background. As you probably guessed by now, this place isn't about perfection. It isn't business either, because it won't be profitable for quite some time, that's for sure. It's about trial and error, and truly it's just about trying. Trying to build the future we see ourselves in, and trying to build from the ground up, from the very center here that we're building, to improve and to make a change. A change that inspires others to join, that grows over time. So this is us trying. And we'll be learning a lot, that's for sure. But while learning all this, we know that everything we do with this kind of outset and this kind of passion that we have will move us in the right direction. So it's going to be a steep learning curve, and we're ready for it. This is only the beginning of the Happy Happy project. If you're like us, and a space like this one inspires you, or stories and adventures like we will tell are what drive you, then stick around. Introduce yourself in the comment. Let us know what we're missing and what we should be building or improving or be inspired of. And with that, see you next time. Bye-bye.